Hi, I'm doing this from a different place. It is, what time is it? It's 26 minutes past 9 on Monday night, and my husband is watching one of his favourite programs. I've forgotten what it's called, but it's one that really annoys me, on Media Watch. And I want to put some yogurt on because we've actually run out, but it's also fermentation mode, of course. So I thought I should record it so that you guys can, you know, I'm just continuing on with my modes, and we're going to go through fermentation. Something very exciting though I found. So I went into the supermarket the other day and I was just looking at milk because I knew I was going to have to make some more yogurt. And I normally look for something that's a pretty creamy milk, so not your pure or whatever. I look for something that you can have some Jersey cow milk and stuff like that, but I look for when it's discounted. And what I found instead was this. And I needed 2 litres, so I bought 2 of these. And this is says that it's an extra creamy milk. It's not as creamy as some of the others I've got that have had actually cream sitting on top. But the packaging, so it says it is plant-based carton, fully plant-based, made with renewable resources that can be replenished over time. It's also lighter weight and curbside recyclable. So it's not a Tetra Pak like a plastic one. It is totally plant-based and it can be recycled. So that was very exciting. So I bought 2 of those and they were $2.10 each. So they were reduced. So just have a look, you know, for when you're about to make some yogurt, look for what's on special, but try and get something that's got a little bit of, you know, creaminess about it. So I don't make a low-fat yogurt. It's very yummy. So that was one thing I was very excited to share with you. So what I have done with this yogurt, you actually have the milk and the powdered milk just heated up to 90 degrees for about 15 minutes. And then you have to let it cool to 50. So that's what I've done. So my bowl is, I'm sure I can't, if I pour it, I'm going to get it everywhere. So my bowl is there, and that is the milk powder. So this is actually Thermo Gruber's Greek yogurt, but there are plenty of recipes on Cookie Do. This is just the one that I've been using. So now I have to add only 200 grams of pouring cream. So I've got a mixture. This was in the freezer. Actually, I probably should use that one first, shouldn't I? I need a spoon to get that out. So I'm going to put my scales on here. There we go. So that was just, I had a bit of milk left, cream left, so I froze it just for something, you know, this sort of occasion. So that's that one. And then we'll pour in some of this this is a fresher one, hasn't been frozen. There we go. Perfect. So add the pouring cream, mix for 30 seconds. Put my lid back on. Get out of there. 30 seconds on speed 3. Whilst I'm doing that, see this container. So you can get these from the mix shop. They're a litre each. This yogurt makes 2 of these. It also, I refill, this is the Greek yogurt starter, but what's in it is my starter from the lot that's just finished. So as soon as you've made your, stop that. Okay, it's meant to drop the temperature to 45, which it's done. So now all I have to do is add my starter. Here it is. So that's what, yeah, that's what my whole 2.3 litres was like. So I'll pop that in. So I'll wash that, and then as soon as my yogurt's finished tomorrow morning, I'll fill that up, and then I'll fill my other containers. But I'll tell you a little bit more about this container. Yeah, so these are the ice cream containers in the mix shop. I've got 3 of them actually. So one is for ice cream if I want to have that, but I tend to use a couple for yogurt. So I get 2 of these plus that 170-gram pot, which I'm going to put my starter back into, and then there's usually a little bit extra as well. Okay, so now I have to mix 30 seconds on speed 3 again. So I'm just going to go up to the minute on here. And after that, we're going to go into fermentation mode, and it just sits in here and it does its fermenting thing all night. It does it for 8 hours. So that's why I try and do it. So what I always say, it's 9:30. So that's going to be, I've got no brain left this time night, 6:30 in the morning, I think. So that's got me thinking. No, 5:30 in the morning. Anyway, we can all work that out. My brain is so tired. I've had a really full-on weekend and haven't been sleeping very well. But 8 hours it's going to ferment for. Oh, I've done that. Then I'm going to come here. I'm going to swipe across. I'm coming up to my fermentation mode here. So you can ferment for certain foods, but I'm going to show you a little collection there. With all of this, you can get the writing here. You can click it off there. Little eye, you can bring it back on, and down the bottom you can don't show this again. If you do need it, you just click on there. Now what I'm going to do is fermentation mode, 8 hours, but I'm dropping that down to 45 degrees. Oops, hang on, 8 hours for you, down to 45 degrees here. Okay, and then all I have to do is turn this last one, and that's just going to start. So that's it. I just leave it alone for 8 hours, and in the morning I have yogurt. So that's pretty exciting, and it's really delicious. But you don't necessarily, I mean, it will be slightly warm. So the best thing to do is actually fill up your containers, pop them in the fridge, and use it later that day or the next day. But I'm going to show you, there's a couple of collections here. Oops, where are they? Hold on, let me just have a quick squeeze here. I thought I had that. So there it is. Okay. So collections, fermentation with TM6. It tastes amazing, playing an important role in supporting digestive health. Control humidity and temperature, Thermomix fermentation mode is perfect making yogurts, proving doughs, and so much more. We can't wait for you to experience the magic of fermentation. So you can see just here, looking at this at the sauerkraut, we just go through that quickly. And the fantastic thing about this is actually an American recipe. It's in ounces, but we could now use the cutter for some of these things. So basically, you're trimming everything and you're chopping it up. And when you put it into a sterilized jar with an airtight lid that fits into the varoma and allows the varoma lid to close securely. And you're going to place the jar in the middle of the varoma dish, and you set it in position, secure, and start fermentation mode for 12 hours. Okay, and then you do that, and then you have to keep it for another 48 hours just wrapped up. But just showing you that it's not just for yogurt. I mean, that is the obvious thing, but we've got fermented coconut milk yogurt, fermented raspberry shrub, a cheese, dosa, fermented carrots. So that's one of the collections. Okay, I've got this one, fermentation mode, and these are, we are fermenting your dough. So let's have a look at this. I haven't done this and I haven't done the other, but I'm just showing you what there is. So you're making your bread dough, add your pasta flour, and then you're going to put you're going to start fermentation for 2 hours, 2 hours at 40 degrees. Okay, tip out the risen dough. So all it's doing is really helping your dough to rise. And I was talking with someone on the weekend, so I was at the, stop this. Anyway, so there are other things you can do rather than just yogurt. All right, so there's the bread sort of proving fermenting, the kimchis, the sauerkrauts, that sort of stuff as well. But yeah, I was talking with this girl, oh my goodness, Ellen Clark is her name. and she has a sustainability sort of page on Facebook. But she makes a lot of sourdough, and she uses the warm-up mode of the TM6 for part of her sourdough. And I'm going to invite her into my group and see if she will just talk to us a little bit about that. So I thought that was pretty cool, and that's what I love. That everybody does different things. Being gluten-free, I'm not a big bread person, but I love to hear what other people do as well. And I'm sure a whole lot of you out there have got tips and things that you can share with me too. Anyway, that is fermentation mode. Tick that one off. I think the next one is slow cooker, so I'll have to find something to slow cook. All right, see ya.